This is Capricorn Aquarius. Welcome to what your special person isn't saying. I want you to hear. Before we even get started, guys, I want you to start thinking and visualizing deeply about your special person. If you guys want to take this to the next level, I will have the guided meditation and law of assumption video up on the second channel, Relaxing Whispers. You can find that in the description area. Okay, you just push it and it'll take you right over there. Okay. And that will help you get back to that special person. Let them say what needs to be said and start doing your law of assumption and manifestation, right? Through guided meditation, which is always the best. That way it gets straight into the subconscious. Okay, guys. Your person's current energy coming through is justice. Could be dealing with a Libra, it doesn't have to be. Your special person is reflecting on what is fair and what happened and what role they played in this situation. They may be seeking honesty and wanting to understand the bigger picture to this situation. So what they're feeling is, I need to be honest with myself about what happened and what I truly want. And once I figure that out, maybe then I'll let Capricorn Aquarius know. Maybe I won't. Right? You never can say that, right? What they aren't saying, Strength card in reverse. Insecurity and feeling overwhelmed. So I just feel like behind the scenes, your special person may be struggling with some kind of confidence or feeling like they haven't handled things as well as they could have when it came to this relationship. This can show someone who is emotionally overwhelmed or afraid to be vulnerable. If you guys are not in a relationship yet and you're trying to get them to be your boyfriend, girlfriend, or however, and have this relationship, they're feeling very overwhelmed about the situation. Okay? They're not sure about their current feelings. If they really want a relationship, they could have been hurt in the past, so they might have to justify what's fair. Is this going to be fair to me? Will this work? Will this relationship work better than the last one? I mean, there's all kinds of things going through their minds. So what they're not saying is, I've been struggling with more than I've shown, and I don't always feel as strong as I appear. So I could appear very strong on the outside, but in the inside I'm a little confused, a little weak, overwhelmed, afraid. I don't want to be vulnerable because I'm afraid of being over vulnerable. So I'm kind of like, keep a shell on. What they want you to hear is the Tower. 3 major arcanas in this reading. There's some kind of awakening and a major change. So your special person wants you to understand that something has shifted within themselves. Either old beliefs, defenses, patterns are being shaken up in their world. They're having some kind of breakthrough after this period of avoiding their own truth. It's almost like the more I keep thinking about it, though, something inside me has changed. So I think they want you to hear that. I think they want you to know something inside me has changed. I can't keep pretending everything is the same. You know, I'm not the same person. I am changing. Deeper emotional truth of what their heart knows and what their heart wants you to know. Control. Their heart recognizes the control may have been this issue. If you were dealing with somebody who was very controlling, control could have been an issue, and that could have been what kind of ruined the relationship for some of you. Trying to control emotions, timing, outcomes, situation itself. Because the true connection requires allowing things to unfold naturally. So I just feel like their heart wants you to know, I need to release the need to control everything and trust the process, you know. And if you're trying to get with this person, they're trying to control their own emotions, but not letting you in. because they feel like they're balancing it the way they should be balancing it so they don't get hurt. But if they don't have any vulnerabilities, then how do they know if they're only just, you know, trying to control all the outcomes? That's not the way love is. Love is balanced, and it is balanced, and it is sweet. But if they're only trying to do it from one's perspective, they're not letting you in, and that's how you feel, right? Like you're left out in the cold. Let me in. It's like, how do you even know I could hurt you, right, if you wouldn't let me in? How do you even know we can't be together if you don't even let me in to try? And that's for some of you who are trying to get this person to be, you know, your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Try that commitment. But it's almost like they only see it one way. And that's why they're having the Tower. The Tower is saying this is divinely done. The universe is saying, well, you can't control all the outcomes. You just cannot. And this is a major arcana too. You cannot control all the outcomes. How are you going to find love if you really want love? You know, you can't control Capricorn Aquarius's emotions. You can't control your own emotions this way. Because what they're doing is they're making a block wall. And saying, this is all I'm allowing and nothing else. Okay, that's not how it works. So they're going to let their guard down. And they're coming to this realization, if I don't let my guard down, how's this going to work? So let's see what they're going to say over here, the closing card. There's nothing weak about vulnerability. Vulnerability can be a very beautiful thing. It lets others understand your emotions. You got to, you know, you don't want to be over vulnerable because you don't want those who manipulate to take, you know, that's how over manipulators take over your emotions. Maybe they had somebody that they were with who was a manipulator. They felt they worked on their vulnerabilities. Many can. So let's see what the final message is open-minded. I'm open to exploring things with you, but I can't make any promises. Okay, well, you know, that's the first step. First step. I like this first step. You know, sometimes you baby steps. You know, even if it was a bad relationship you guys had and it went south, at least they're going to, you know, try to take that step and say, oh, okay, well, we'll see how it's going to work, right? So, I mean, I like this. This is the perfect closing card. You know, your special person is being encouraged to see things from a different perspective, considering new possibilities, the approach to the connection without old assumptions, without the old ways of looking at things, justifying it from new points of view. So, I mean, at least they're saying, I'm willing to look at this from a different perspective. I'm opening myself to new possibilities with you. And, you know, if this is a relationship you're trying to get off the ground, you guys have never been together, they're like, okay, you know what, I'll try. But I can't make any promises because I was hurt in the past, or, you know, or I have insecurities, or what, however it is, right? So I am liking this, though. Now, you know, step by step, they can open their heart. At least they can try. Because they want to. It's what's crazy. They want to try this, but there's so much fear. They had to face their truths to avoid why this was either sabotaged in this relationship, or, you know, it's kind of funny because a person like this too, you could ask, like, how come I don't have relationships the way everybody else? Because you didn't open your heart enough. Because you're too scared to get hurt. So it's almost like they keep it in, you know, in a box in their chest, and it's like, well, if somebody has the key, we'll see if they can open it up, but they better have the special key. Well, you must obviously have the special key because you have 4 major arcanas. Just saying. Okay. So I feel like no matter what, they need to release some control to this situation. They can't control every outcome. It doesn't work that way. Okay. I love that, though. Okay, guys. Until next time. Peace and love. Bye-bye.